Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Adam. Thanks for hanging out with me again today. And today we're late because this kit came out a while ago. But, it showed up in the States and it was immediately back ordered. And, well, they pre ordered it, it showed up. And I think a lot of people got bumped into the next order. And then I decided, well, I should be able to get one, so let me go ahead and pre order it. And then it got bumped again, and it took a while. But I am finally going to jump on board to a new manufacturer that I've never even seen one before in real life. We've got a Schumacher, whatever. Tomato, tomato. So I picked up the Cougar Classic a while ago. I actually got this probably a month or two ago. But, just other things have come up and gotten in queue ahead of it. But today we're going to start building it. Now I'm not going to do it unboxing. Lord knows there's 1,000 of those on here, and you guys have probably already seen them. If not, go check out Craig's channel, the OAGRC, or any of the other RC channels, especially any of the guys from UK. They pretty much have unboxed this whole thing. I know Gavin has, Andy has, a bunch of other guys have, and it's a small little box of packed in things. Everything in its own little individual bag as far as I know. But I am prepared. I got snap ring pliers. So I am prepared for at least putting the shocks together, I hope. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get to building, and I will really try to get some pictures this time. Sorry about the last couple that, I've just zoned out and gotten into the build and forgot to take pictures. I will definitely try to take pictures along the way and put those up as a montage, and then we'll come back once we have something. Well, all right, we have a buggy. Well, almost. It's missing some of the electronics, and the body is still over there, clear, and needs to be cut out. But overall, the build went really well. Now, if you guys race these and build these things all the time, kudos to you, because your fingers must be tough. It took me about, I don't know, 5-6 hours overall of messing around with it. I did a little bit yesterday, came back, did a little bit more today. And I basically had to give up yesterday because my fingers hurt so bad. So getting the link ends on those linkages and getting those tightened up, ow, yeah, they really need to mold a tool that you can go on there and make like a little thumb wheel or something. So if anybody prints one of those, let me know, because that would be a great little file to have on hand for if I ever build another one of these, because man, that hurt. They're different. So like on a Tamiya ball cup, it's flat on the bottom and you just have the molded ball cup. These, you have the molded ball cup, but it has like two sides that come down and like grip underneath of the ball, which, makes them so they are not going to pop off. It's a great design. It just hurts the fingers. I knew the shocks were going to be fiddly, and they were. All in all, they went together really well. The biggest thing is getting those cartridges pushed in there all the way. Now, I did notice one thing. When it's showing it go together, it just has them all lined up, and it doesn't really tell you how to, get things in. It is best to put the big O-ring into the shock body itself, then press all that brass piece on there, and it will kind of clip itself on inside the shock body. Now, put a little bit of, I use the green slime stuff, put a little bit on there, and it should just pop right on. Now, if you try to put the O-ring on and then insert it, it does not want to go. And it's a good chance you'll cut one of those O-rings trying to get it down past the circlip ring. Circlips, not a fan. Even with the tool, not a fan. I mean, it worked. The only big thing that I noticed is, I have my little bags of spares here, and I got like 8 or 9 E-clips left over for, like the shock shafts and the hinge pins and stuff like that. So they give you plenty of those, but they give you exactly 4 of those fiddly ass circlips. Hey, come on, guys, throw in one more in each shock bag, just so if one goes off into the distance, or you happen to mangle one, you have a spare. That seems silly to me. But one odd thing I thought about it is these shocks are very slow rebounding. It just seems like the oil is about 10 or 15 weight heavier than it needs to be. I'm going to run it as it's built. The other thing is, there is no real droop to the suspension. I mean, the front is dead flat. The rear has a teeny tiny bit of droop to the arms. And then when you lay it under its weight, I mean, I don't have any of the spring spacers in here, but, it just seems like it should have a little bit of droop to it. I don't know. I'm used to Tamiya cars and other race cars and stuff that have a tiny bit of droop to them, and this was just built flat. So it's new to me, a whole new chassis. I'm not complaining. Please don't think I'm complaining. It's just some of the head-scratching moments that I had. One of the other head-scratching moments is, and I see it in a lot of manuals, build the front shocks, go through all that entire process, and then mount the front shocks. Well, actually, it's rear shocks in this one first. And then, as soon as you're done building and mounting those, hey, go ahead and build the front shocks and mount those. Do yourself a favor, just, build the rear shocks and skip a few head steps in the book, build the front shocks. I built them at the same time, but if you're worried about, getting confused, build the rears, build the fronts, then mount the rears, then mount the fronts. It just makes more sense to get oily and greasy and messy one time. It was a great build. I enjoyed it, other than the fingers hurting. I need to get another ESC. I mocked it up with this Tamiya 1060, but that's actually spoken for the kit that it came with. And I ordered another 1060 in here, so we'll get that mounted once it shows up. And yeah, I forgot. I need a shorty pack. I don't have any. So I ordered a shorty pack today because I realized once I was mounting that, hey, this battery holder, I could strap it in like that and test it, but I could probably take the tabs off the end and, just set that up underneath there and, zip tie it on or something. But I just ordered a shorty pack, so we have it in here. It'll be a little bit lighter, so we won't bottom out as much. But overall, it was a great build. Like I said, the shocks, of course, I knew those were going to be a little bit fiddly. They weren't that bad. They weren't as bad as I expected. Getting those drive shafts together, Craig, I feel you. That little tool that it works, but these are much, much, much stronger material than I'm used to. I'm used to like the Traxxas ones, and those are really easy to bend up out of the way and snap that little star ball, whatever it is, the universal joint in there. And These were tough. So yeah, that added to the finger pain. But overall, it works. Oh, one other odd thing. It has a lot of negative toe in the rear. The front built out fine. It has just a degree or so of, kick in on the fronts. But the rears, I'm looking at the book and it says, oh, run about, 1 degree negative camber in the rear. And I've got like 5, 6. And I triple checked. I made the linkages the right amount. But, yeah, I got to, kick them out just a little bit more. I mean, I got like stance life going on over here. So one other handy tool to have when you're building these is to have a little flat wrench. It comes with a lot of the Tamiya kits. So the ball stud on the bottom front shocks are threaded. Why, I don't know, because the screw goes through the front of the arm and then screws into the back of the arm. But whatever. But you need something to get in there and hold on to that ball stud, because once you start screwing into it a certain amount, it just wants to start spinning and you can't hold it because it's inside the arm now. So a little flat wrench is a great thing to have. And, when we're all building cars, I know we get a fair amount of tools on the bench, but that was a lot of tools. It seemed like every 5 minutes I was like, I need something different. I need something different. I need something different. So, these, if you have the little drivers and an electric screwdriver, they work great for threading those long grub screws through the arms and through other places, because you'll be sitting there cranking on that thing all day. The other thing is, a good set of metric drivers help out a lot. This was a blessing. This is my 5.5 mil El Cheapo Amazon special nut driver. And this is the exact perfect size for pressing in and making sure you have those cartridges in the bottom of the shock nice and tight. It's almost the identical size of that little brass piece, and you can just use it to press it in and make sure it's firmly seated. That way you're not fighting that little circlip in. So that was actually a handy little surprise. Forceps were needed a few times to hold nuts and stuff in place. Regular number 2 driver. Well, I actually use my Tamiya driver. Number 1 driver. Let's see, we got a 1.5, a 2, a 2.5 metric drivers. You get the Allen wrenches in the kit, but they hurt. End up using one of my little Tamiya cross wrenches a couple times. Smaller screwdrivers, different size needle nose. So I did use a hobby knife quite a bit for scraping out a little bit of flashing here and there to make sure everything worked well and ran smoothly, because some of the arms were a little bit stiff. So I just went in there and scraped out a little bit of the flashing residue and got everything freed up. The little E-clip tool worked great. Shock pliers, need them. Holding on to those little links was like the 4mm round opening, works great. You can clamp that little piece in there and turn. Scissors. You will need scissors. First tool you'll need. They are not going for a green company. There's 173 little plastic bags you got to open up. So scissors work great. I think I need to trim a little nubbin off of something. But yeah. Oh. We replaced the servo saver. This kit thing, this thing is alien and goofy to me. I don't understand it at all. They were like, "Oh, put it on this way and rotate it and flip it," and no. I didn't. No, we had an argument with that one, and I dug out. This is actually an old Traxxas servo saver. Had it forever, and it's a little bit stiffer than stock. But I've got a Metal Gear transmission. I've got a Metal Gear servo in here, so it's going to take a little bit of jolting. I did have to shrink up the arm a little bit because basically when it rolled all the way back, the ball cup was hitting it. So I had to move it forward a notch and shrink up the arm a little bit. But everything seems to be working fine. Shouldn't have any body clearance issues. It's more than enough room in there. Can't think of anything else. Everything, that's all the tips, tricks, and things I ran into. Again, please don't take it as me complaining. This was a wonderful build. I enjoyed it, and I'm gonna have a hell of a lot of fun with it. It was just odd to me in a few areas. They have their own way of doing things. The wheel attachment, that's the first one I've ever seen. It works, but it's different. You have like 4 things here and 4 things here, and you got to click those together, and then the screw goes through with the little capture nut in the back. And Lord help you if you forgot that little capture nut in the back because you're taking the whole hub back apart. But yeah, all I'm gonna do is take out some of that camber in the rear, get the tires a little bit flatter, and we're just gonna run it as is stock and see how it goes. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to soften up the suspension a little bit because it kind of has a bounce. There's like so much slow reaction that it wants to bounce back up. But it probably runs fine on the track. We'll see. I would like to find something to protect this from getting all scratched and scarred up. But again, this is going to be a fun runner. So we're going to leave it off. We're going to leave it off here for now. Like I said, I've got to get the battery, I've got to get the ESC in, we've got to get the body cut out, we've got to get it painted. I kind of want to do box art, but it looks like a pain in the butt, to be honest with you. I don't know. It looks good. I've got red, I've got silver, I've got black, I've got lame flake, so we may go ahead and just do it box art and go with that. I don't know. Anyway, guys, this was a fun one for me. It's such a different car than what I am used to. I'm used to plastic tubs and, the same shocks that have been on 83 different vehicles, and, everything is pretty much, front to back, no big deal. The little package hardware was kind of cool. I think they could probably consolidate a few of those to not have 8,700 bags in there. All right, guys, everybody out there, be happy, be healthy, be safe. I will start working on the body and get that done as soon as we have the body and it's dried up outside. We'll take it out and get it for a drive, but that'll be a whole nother video. Everybody out there, be happy, be healthy, be safe, and I will catch you on the next one. See you.